And no surprise, he shows up a few years later trying to rig another election by trying to keep Trump out of office for during another race when he was trying to seek re-election. And I'm personally aware of this investigation because I was subpoenaed under Arctic frost. So I've told you about how the FBI came to my home in, I think it was October of 2022. We just sued the Justice Department on the FBI for FBI records on the Biden gang lawfare scheme to target Trump. Again, this is another opportunity to get the truth out about this, and for whatever reason, the agencies aren't doing it. So they initially called the investigation of Trump before Jack Smith took over as Arctic frost. And we basically want records about it. All notes, reports, summaries, and interview transcripts or similar records pertaining to the FBI investigation Arctic frost. And we explain in the release what that's about. Let's see. So to their credit, Cash and Dan have been trying to get some documents out, but this is even before then. Chuck Grassley found that records here, look at this, internal FBI emails and predicating documents provided to Grassley and released jointly by the two senators show Timothy Thibault, a former FBI assistant special agent in charge who was forced to retire from the Bureau after Grassley exposes public anti-Trump bias, authored the initial language for what ultimately became Jack Smith's federal case against Trump regarding the 2020 presidential election. Records show Thibault essentially opened and approved his own investigation. The FBI titled the ensuing investigation Arctic Frost. Records further reveal Richard Pilger, an official in the Justice Department's Public Integrity Section, reviewed and approved the FBI's Arctic Frost investigation, authorizing DOJ to move forward with a full-field criminal and grand jury investigation that ultimately transformed into the Trump electoral case. Grassley published a 2021 report that raised concerns regarding Pilger's troubling record at DOJ. We ran into Pilger before, by the way, during the Obama IRS abuse, because Pilger was pressuring Lois Lerner, as I recall, to prosecute or provide information in order to prosecute individuals who were organizing against President Trump. It would have been the most widespread political prosecution of a president's enemies in the history of American politics. And no surprise, he shows up a few years later trying to rig another election by trying to keep Trump out of office for during another race when he was trying to seek re-election. And I'm personally aware of this investigation because I was subpoenaed under Arctic frost. So I've told you about how the FBI came to my home in, I think it was October of 2022. That was the investigation. They gave me the subpoena because they wanted to ask me about our work on challenging and disputing elections and educating Americans about it. Completely retaliatory, because we were blowing the whistle on their abuse of Trump and their political abuse and weaponization of the government. And then Jack Smith took over, and then I had to go before the grand jury with Jack Smith. But initially, it was the Biden gang who subpoenaed me, and Judicial Watch. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some stuff about Judicial Watch in this document dump. Frankly, we shouldn't have to sue to get these records about how the Biden gang at the FBI and DOJ tried to rig an election by jailing Trump for disputing the 2020 election. Attorney General Bondi and FBI Director Patel should focus on transparency under law so the American people can know the full truth of this lawfare. It's attack on Trump and our constitutional republic. And of course, we have many, many lawsuits about this issue, whether it be Fani Willis, as I've told you about before. We exposed her collusion with the Democrats on Capitol Hill. Documents she said she didn't have, we forced her to admit she had. And many other ongoing lawsuits about the lawfare against President Trump, and we just filed a new one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.